This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so before starting today, I'm seeing that you guys don't know some of the basics. Okay, so first, I think 5 minutes I'll be trying to explain some of the basics. Okay, so what is client and what is server and what is internet, those kind of things. Okay, so in general, um, so here we are most of the times referring server, database, all those things. So the thing is on day-to-day, assume that so we are opening the YouTube and watching one of the video. Okay, so what will happen? Either we access the YouTube video from our laptop or from the mobile phone or from desktop computer or it can be iPad from any device. Okay, we need one of the device and from the device through internet, right? Without internet, we cannot open the YouTube. Through internet, we watch the YouTube video. So the thing is, here the client is the device what we are using, either mobile or laptop, whatever we are using, and that device should be connected to internet. Through internet, when you say YouTube.com, okay, so it will be reaching to one of the server. YouTube company, they maintain a server in one of the location. Let's say in America, in one of the location, they have a server. All the videos what we watch in YouTube will be there in their server. Okay, whenever you try to open youtube.com and try to open the video from our device through internet, it will connect to YouTube server and it will bring the video and it will show. So that's what will happen. So when we say server, um, so server will be run for 24/7. So they won't shut down unless there is a maintenance. Okay. So server looks like this because there are millions of videos in YouTube. So I cannot hold all that videos information in simple computer, right? They will be having many servers like this. Huge hardware will be installed in the servers, and here the videos, whatever, will be maintained. Whenever we request from here through internet, we get the video and we see. Okay, that's what will happen. This is the server. Server looks so similar to this. Okay. So if you see here, right, again, this one, many people, not only, right, so many hundreds of thousands of millions of people, they have their laptops and mobiles, iPad. Through that, they will try to open the youtube.com and access the videos. So maybe one server might not be sufficient for YouTube. Okay, they will be maintaining so many servers. Okay, maybe 10 or 100 or 200 also based on the need. Okay, so all these servers might be located in different countries. Okay, so whenever so anyone try to open youtube.com and trying to watch video, it will reach to one of these server and from server the video will be returned and we watch on the uh, uh, in our session. Okay, that's what will happen. Okay, so and also internet, right? Maybe so if you want to know how internet works, so maybe we might be having the internet connection, right? Maybe you might be seeing the router in our home. Okay, maybe we think that it is wireless, right? So it's only wireless to connect to our modem. Ultimately, whoever is providing the internet service for us, they will connect to our modem through one of the cable. Okay, and also internally, that cable will be connected to so one of this cable. So it's like a physical connection. Right? So it's not like wireless. Let's say YouTube server is in US It's not that it communicate to that server with wireless. Okay, some point of time it will connect to one of this connection. So all these are the cables which are inside the ocean, different oceans, and through physical wire only, all the whatever you request will reach to your server and will get the response. Internally, that's what will happen. You can also do some research on how it works. Okay, so internet is nothing but all the countries, all the servers are connected with these cables. Okay, so whenever we try to open any website, so based on the server address, it will reach that request to that server and it will give the response. Okay, so that's about that. And also when we deal with the any website, eh, either YouTube or Gmail or Facebook, any website, if you try to open, the main thing what we see on the UI is the web page, right? So this Google Docs website. Here, in a meaningful way, we are seeing here meaningful way we have the UI. I can click on these things and I can do some comments. There are many options for our as a user to easily interact with this page. All these options are provided. Okay, if I write something here and click on OK, what will happen? This some logic will execute in the background, and this comment, whatever I am typing here, will be saved into the database. Okay, so we have the presentation layer, means what we see, business logic. In background, some logic will execute. Finally, it will interact with the database and save that information into the database. Okay, so this is very common. Yeah, any questions? Yeah, this is very common to when we deal with any website. Okay, now some people from non-technical background, they are having questions on database. I think someone is not in mute. Okay, if you don't have any questions, please stay on mute. By default, please stay on mute. I'm seeing that. I think Prakash, if you don't have any questions, please stay on mute. Okay. Yeah. So database means, okay, so there will be many tables. Okay, the collection of tables which are maintained in one place, we call that one as a database. Okay, it's like a maybe it is a software which will organize all the tables in one place in a meaningful way. Okay, so you might be hearing about SQL Server, Oracle, MongoDB. There are many different softwares which organize the different tables in a meaningful way that we call as database. Okay, so these things I recommend you to know. Okay, now so going forward, if I say server, so you have to understand like this. Even Salesforce also same thing. When you try to access the Salesforce they have many servers like this. Okay, to one of the server when when any company register with Salesforce, they get the space in one of the server of Salesforce. Okay, in the same server, there can be many other companies' information. Okay, so those things we have to understand. Now today, I'll explain how the project starts and so how exactly we do the work. Okay, so now, so assume that okay, so we are working for the Dell company. Okay, so Dell is one of the company. They sell many computer related products, maybe Dell laptop, Dell mouse, and there are many things. This company to manage their day-to-day business. Okay, so to maintain in an organized way. Let's say they are looking for the CRM application, and the Javed and the team is responsible to get the CRM application. So once one of the company they decided, so one of the option, because Salesforce is one of the number one platform, you can also see search and understand. Okay, so it is having number one market share at present. So let's say they also want to consider Salesforce. They want to try and understand how Salesforce looks and will it suitable for this Dell company requirements. Okay, already yesterday we discussed. So they can go to the Salesforce website and explore about the different plans. They can talk to Salesforce sales team, right? They can and they can also take the sessions from Salesforce, which edition is suitable. Okay, so but Dell is a big company and they want to manage their sales and the service related functionality with the Salesforce. Okay? If they want both, and also it's a big company and they have many users, so unlimited edition, let's say Salesforce is suggesting to use unlimited edition. Okay, so here all they need to do 30 days free trial. Okay, they can click on try for free, and the 30 days they can use for free. After 30 days, if they like, they have to pay. Okay, so per user, the payment will be like for each user $300 per month. Okay, let's say they want 100 users, 100 into 300. So that much they need to pay. And also the billing is per year. Okay, yearly, right? So 12 into 12 multiplied by 300, right? Multiplied by 100 users. Okay, that much they need to pay on yearly basis to run the to use the Salesforce. Okay, so but for companies, uh, I think that is fine for them because lot of maintenance and many things will be taken care by Salesforce because it is based on the cloud. Okay, so assume that we are registering here, but if you register here, it is only 30 days free trial. That's why yesterday we registered here. Okay, I recommend all of you to open this website developer.salesforce.com and click on sign up, fill the form and submit. Already yesterday we registered and we have the account. Okay, but once you register, so whatever system creates, that we call as a production. Okay, so it's like Dell production. Assume that we are creating for Dell and whatever the account Salesforce create after registering, so that is Dell production. Okay, yesterday while registering, we gave the details of Javed, right? So Javed is one of the user, right? So in the Dell production, so at present, Javed is one of the user. Only one user is there, but this user can create multiple users. Okay. Now this is what happened. So now, so once this Dell production account is created, and under that there are many users. So one of the user is Javed, right? So now to log into this production, right? So one of the generic URL to log into the production is login.salesforce.com. That is the URL. Okay. So on day to day, first we need to register in the developer edition, and after that to log in. So we should not go to this developer.salesforce.com. Okay. To log in, go to this login.salesforce.com. So at any point of time, whenever you want to log into the production, we can use this URL. Okay. So now already yesterday we registered, right? So let me open that URL and log in. Okay, this is a website URL. Enter. So now we need to provide our username and also the password. So yesterday, right? So I just created as a bookmark to remember. Okay. So if you see, this is the username I gave, and the password is SFDC@123. Okay. So we need to enter that username and the password SFDC@123. Login. Okay. On day to day, this is how all the users of the Dell company they can log in. So at present, there is only one user. Okay, this account is not for the personal purpose for this user, right? This user is one of the, this person is one of the user to access this Dell company production information. This user can also create few more users for the colleagues, so that other employees of the Dell company, whoever needs access, they can also log in and they can also access. Okay. And yeah, maybe first time when you try to log in, you might see asking this. So what will happen? Even though you know this username and password, right? Now you know this account username and password. If you try to log in, okay, additionally it will ask for the verification code, right? It's additional security. Even though you know my username and password, Salesforce won't allow you to log in. Okay, it will ask for additional security, that is it asks for the verification code, which will go to this user's email address or mobile number. Yeah, by default it will send the verification code to the email address, but if you want to receive the verification code to the mobile number, you can give your mobile number, right? Based on our country you can choose and give the mobile number, so that you will get the verification code to your mobile number. So if it is my personal account, I use my mobile number so that it is easy to check the message and give. But right, so I don't want to give. I'm just clicking on this one. In your case, you can give the mobile number and register, so that whenever you try to log into the Salesforce from the new browser, right? So new browser or from the new internet IP. Let's say if you go to your friend location and try to log in, it asks for the verification code. Okay. So now here, I don't want to register. Okay, finally it logged into the Salesforce. Okay, so once we register and the first time we log in, so this is how the Salesforce looks. Okay, this is the default software, right? So by default, this is provided by Salesforce. All these pages, right? All the functionality here, what we see, all those are by default provided by the Salesforce. On top of this, if you want to make some changes as per the client requirements, in our case, Dell is our client. Okay, so we need to so what those things I'll explain. So now here, whatever you are seeing, so this one we call as lightning experience. Okay, the applications or the UI at present what you are seeing. So this we call as lightning experience. We also have some other look and feel. Okay, so on top right, okay, this icon we call as view profile. So click on this one and click on switch to Salesforce Classic. Okay, if you click on this one, it will be switched to the old look and feel. Right. So when Salesforce started, I think for many years, this was the look and feel, how the application looks, how the UI looks. But in 2014, Salesforce they introduced the modern look and feel, which is called Lightning Experience. So from that time, the old look and feel we are calling as Salesforce Classic. This here, whatever you are seeing, if you see these are some of the applications. So this is a classic look and feel. Okay, so but we 99% we use the lightning experience in some situations. So occasionally we switch to classic and deal few things. Okay, I'll show you with the progress with our syllabus. Okay, so just to understand, you should know that we have the old look and feel Salesforce Classic and also Lightning, because some of the clients still they're using Classic. Okay, maybe if you get the opportunity to work in one of the project where the client is using Salesforce Classic, so that time you should not feel new, right? So again, from Classic, if you want to go to Lightning Experience, you need to click on this link, switch to Lightning Experience. Okay, this is the modern look and feel from 2014. The reason why Salesforce introduced this one, this is more responsive. It will fit for any device. For example, same application, if you see through iPad or if you see through mobile, smartwatch, right? It will fit automatically and show the information. So for that purpose, Salesforce they came up with the Lightning experience. Okay, so just so understand that point. Now the next thing what I want to show you. So if you want to see, so what is the configuration? I mean, so what is the company for this company? So how many licenses are there and few of such kind of information. You need to click on this gear icon and click on setup. Okay, click on setup. So left side, search for company information. Okay, so click on company information. So this is the developer edition account, right, which is a free account. So one of the disadvantage is, okay, so I mean disadvantage in the sense, so to avoid misusing this, they are providing only 5 MB space. Okay, now if you go to the data space for the developer edition, they allocate only 5 MB space, because companies without paying to Salesforce, they might misuse if they give more space. That's why Salesforce only offers 5 MB space for the developer edition. But for us who want to explore as a administrator, developer, or tester, or end user means who is working for Dell, right? Once the application is ready, who is using, right? In this case, Javed is one of the end user, right? Who is working in Dell company, right? Once the application, everything is developed, this person is one of the user using, right? So anyone who want to understand how Salesforce looks, for them this developer edition is sufficient. Okay, so this point we should know. Let me also compare with the paid account and show you. So what is the difference you see? Okay, so let's say I have one of the Salesforce account, which is enterprise. Okay, enterprise edition Salesforce account is there. I'll be opening that one and show you. So what are the differences you see? And also mostly people ask, is it real time? How it looks? Real time? How it looks? Right? Exactly same thing. Right? So I'll show you one of the account. Okay. So just I'm pausing my screen for a few seconds. Yeah, that is also login.salesforce.com. And
Hi, sir. Good morning. One small doubt, sir.
yeah,
Class timing will be 7:30, sir, or 7 o'clock?
7 to 9. in IST.
Oh,
Right?
sorry. Okay, sorry, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Hi bro, good morning Srinu bro.
Yeah, hi.
Actually I got a one pop-up when I'm trying to log in the website as developer.salesforce. So the developer.salesforce.com server IP address couldn't found.
Yeah, yeah. So spelling is wrong. Okay. So did you receive any
B1
notes from yesterday? Right. So whatever you
B,
pinged, right, the spelling is
yes,
wrong. Right.
okay,
You need to give the spelling properly. Okay. So
okay,
anyway, see, I recommend you to focus on understanding what I am explaining. Okay. If you do parallelly, sometimes you will be missing few things. Okay. I'm sending all these notes and everything to you, right? So did you get the notes yesterday? You'll
yes
be
I did
having
get.
all the copy and just paste. Okay. So I'm seeing that there is a spelling mistake. Okay. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, to which IDs you are sending? To the mails you are sending to the mail IDs or to the WhatsApp? I didn't receive anything from you.
Okay. So I'm sending to the mail ID.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
But
So yeah. So you have to register in the registration link. Okay. Uh, so I sent
okay.
one registration link. If you did not register there, I think you won't get. Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I registered to
You
the
are
past batch, but no. Okay, I will register again to the current batch. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So now if you see here, right? Um, so this is one of the paid account. Okay. So just here, let me open the company information. Okay. So now here, if you see the user data space, okay. So here 10 GB space is there, right? Data storage, and in the free account only 5 MB, right? So, but for business to run, so we need more space. Okay. So this is what we have here. So like that, there are some differences, but look and feel and most of the everything will be exactly same when compared to free account. And so just look for this URL, right? Our account is batch 102. This is a free account. So here one more thing I want to show you. You see the Salesforce licenses. For free account, we have 2 Salesforce licenses, and we have many other Salesforce platform licenses, 3, right? So for our testing purpose to explore, they are providing all these licenses. But if it is a paid account, we have to purchase everything. Unless you purchase, you don't see anything free. Okay. Now, if you see here, there is only one license for Salesforce, right? Because I have paid for only one license. And if you see here, there are many other licenses, Salesforce Platform 3, and many other things are free in the developer edition. But in the paid account, those are not free. Unless you pay, you cannot access that. Okay. So what I am trying to explain, except a few things, data storage space, most of the things you see in developer edition as more, right? It's equivalent to unlimited edition. In unlimited edition, whatever the features we can access, all those features you can see in the developer edition. Okay, and also this paid account here, only few applications you can see. Okay, so just to quickly show you, Okay, so only sales. So if you see, you are not seeing anything called a service. Okay, but when you see in the free account developer edition, even though it is free to explore, you see many all applications in general in unlimited edition, whatever applications, right? Service, marketing, everything, all are there. But here, this account, while registering, it is only registered for the sales cloud. Sales cloud means only sales related information. So that means cases, all that information won't be available. So only accounts, contacts, and opportunities, those things we can access. Okay, like that. So there are some limitations. Not limitations. You have to pay. As soon as you pay, you will be getting access to all the things. But free account is like everything is free, okay, except the data storage. And also one more difference. So in the paid account, so basically we should not directly work in the production. Let's say this company, Javed, and Javed also can create few more users. So all these team members, right? So they explored this Salesforce account, and so they like to continue with Salesforce. So once they sign up, once they pay, okay, so to work, maybe they can immediately start working, but in parallel, on weekly basis or monthly basis, they want to have some new features implemented on top of the basic applications. So let's say this Dell company, they have 100 requirements, right? 100 requirements they have on top of the basic application. Okay, so these 100 requirements to work, maybe this Dell company, they have internal IT team, maybe they cannot handle everything. They also give, so I mean, they also take the help from some of the service-based companies to achieve these requirements. Okay, let's say they invited some of the companies for bidding. So Wipro is one of the service-based company. Let's say they won the bidding and they need to help Dell company to achieve the requirements, right? Whatever
Yep.
the 100 requirements they have.
Can I ask you a question here? Sorry to
Yeah.
disturb you. So here the 100 requirements means, are they implementing the Salesforce platform on Dell company, or what exactly it is here 100 requirement is?
Yeah. So Dell company, right? When they register, they get account like this, right? So now
Okay.
assume that this Dell company account. So now whatever I opened is Dell company Salesforce account, right? So here
Mhm.
at present they have only standard functionality, right? So whatever Salesforce is offering, only those applications and all, only those things are there, right? So on top of this, they want to have new features. Okay, they want to develop the new features. So for that, there's 100 requirements. Okay, so all these features should be added to this account, right? Whatever I have opened into this account, those should be implemented. Okay, you know, right? It is cloud based, right? So this Dell
Mhm.
company, they got space here, right? This is the account they got, and any user of that Dell company, if they log in, they see all these standard applications and all these things. On top of this, any new enhancement needed, so those they are listing, right? Let's say they listed 100 requirements to enhance
Okay.
on top of that. Okay, so that to help on working with those requirements, let's say they are taking the help of the Wipro company. Okay,
So basically, it's a vendor for Dell company, right? Wipro is a vendor, right?
yeah, Wipro is a vendor.
Okay,
Okay,
got it. Got it. Thank
so
you.
let's say we got job. Let's say if you get the job in Wipro, okay, So we don't maybe directly work for Wipro, right? Maybe Wipro, it's not that we are working for Wipro CRM, right? So Wipro company, they have many clients. Okay, Dell is one of the client for Wipro. Okay, so we are the employees of the Wipro company, but we work for Dell Salesforce CRM. Right? It's like that. Okay, so assume that this Dell company, they're allocating one of the manager and let's say one team lead and let's say 3 team members. Okay, so
So,
this team,
so Wipro is the implementation partner for the client Dell, which is implementing the Salesforce enhancements, right?
yeah, correct. Okay, so yeah, on day to day, right? So when you get the job, we get the job in Wipro or some of the service-based company. So what we do, Wipro company, they will be having many clients, maybe Dell, HP, Vodafone. There are different clients. Okay, we need to work for one of the client, right? Here, assume that we got job here, and we need to work for the Dell company for their CRM. Okay, so this is the team provided by Wipro to work, and we might be one of the team member in the project, or team lead or manager, right? So let's say you are one of the team member in the Wipro company, and as a team, so this Wipro company, they need to work on 100 requirements of the Dell company and deliver. Okay, so that's what they need to do. Okay, so in this process, okay, so again, if someone is from non-IT, they also want to know the process, how the project goes, and on day to day what we do. Okay, so let's say this Wipro company, they use one of the tool called Jira. Okay, so they're using one of the tool called Jira, which is also based on the cloud based. Okay, so that company, they have account with the Jira, one of the project management tool. Okay, so project management tool like Salesforce, Jira is also one of the company offering cloud-based application to manage the projects. Okay, so assume that this Wipro company, they have this tool. So when you work as a one of the employee of the Wipro, you will be having access to this Jira, right? All these team members, all these people, they'll be having access to this Jira software. So in this Jira software, there can be many projects created, right? So let's say there is one project. Okay, so let's say Dell Salesforce CRM. Okay, that is the project name. Okay, so in this project, they will add all these 100 requirements, right? Whatever the 100 requirements are there, all those things they will be adding to here, right? For each requirement, they'll be creating so one ticket. Okay, maybe one, so one Jira ticket they'll create. Okay, so now initially, right, all these things in the project. Okay, so let's say they have to backlog. Backlog means they have all these 100 requirements. Still, these are not assigned to anyone to work. Okay, by default, they keep in the backlog. Now, nowadays in the projects, how we do, it's not like we work for all 100 requirements at a time and deliver all the 100 requirements after 6 months or 1 year. Okay, nowadays in the projects, most of the projects we are not following like that. Okay, so there is a process followed while doing the project. So not only Salesforce, this is not only for Salesforce, for any technology, for any development. So nowadays the process what we are in the most of the companies following, we call that as agile process, right? Let's say our project is following the agile process. Okay, so as part of the agile process, how it will be, they divide the requirements to work in small chunks. That means technically we call as sprint. Okay, so sprint is like release. Okay, so instead of working for all 100 requirements at a time and releasing after 6 months or 1 year, as part of this agile process, they take only few requirements and release. Okay, so maybe the duration for each sprint might be, it's all based on the project. As a standard, it is like 2 weeks. Maybe in some projects, they might keep as 1 month. It's like that. It's all based on the project. So mostly, let's say the sprint means one release. For one release, the duration is 2 weeks. Okay. For each release, right, they take few requirements, right, from the backlog, right. There are 100 requirements. So let's say based on the team capacity, let's say one team member and one team lead and the 3 team members. Let's say 2 people are doing either admin or the development, and one person is doing QA. QA means testing, quality assurance. Okay. So including team lead, total 3 persons, team lead plus 2 admin developers, they can work on these requirements. They are the technical people. So 3 persons, how many requirements they can work? Okay. So each person, right? So here I'll say maybe user 1, right, is one of the person who is working. Okay. Take one requirement. And also one more other person, right, in the team. They also take, each person, let's say, taking one requirement. So that means in this sprint, okay, so they are considering to work on 3 requirements out of 100 requirements, right? At present, as a priority, which requirement client need? First, they pick up those requirements, and let's say each requirement is assigned to one of the team member, and they need to work. Okay, the duration is 2 weeks. So out of these 2 weeks, so 1 week is for the development. Right? So let's say in the first 1 week, so all these 3 users in the sense the employees who is working for those requirements, they'll work for these requirements. And in the second week, right, QA, right, they'll give to QA for testing, right. So the QA team member, right here, the QA resource, right, that user do the testing in the second week. It's not that as a developer administrator, we don't do anything. In the process of testing, if they find any bug, okay, so we need to again fix it. And again, so the QA team, they'll do the testing. So like that. Okay, so this kind of process followed. Okay, and also how they decide which requirement should be assigned to which user. It's not like blindly they'll assign. Before each sprint, right? Before each sprint, they conduct one backlog grooming meeting, right? Backlog grooming means they want to decide which requirements which user want to work. Let's say they ask each person. So let's say they list out 10 requirements they have as a priority. They ask these employees which requirement you want to work, and also ask them to provide the estimation, right? How much time you want, right? So based on that, all those things will be assigned. Okay, in this meeting, so the team decides who can work on which requirement and how much time it takes, all those things. Okay, so based on that, they work for first week. After completion of the configuration development, in second week, QA team, they'll do the testing. In case of any bugs, again they have to work, and again QA team, they do the testing, and they will move these changes to again production. Okay, so now here, so what is that production, and so where exactly we work? Okay, I'm explaining about this process, but we should also know, do we directly work in the production? right? Now, if you see, to
No.
achieve these requirements, so directly we should not work in the Dell company production. Okay, if you work in the process of working, we do many mistakes and we create many unnecessary things. The production data and all those things will be affected. Okay, so any technology, not only Salesforce, directly we don't work in the production, okay, which is not good. So we work in the sandbox. Okay, so how we have the sandbox? Sandboxes can be created from the production, right? So one of the user from production, let's say Javed, or let's say Javed don't know. So Dell employee, but don't know the technical things. Let's say they give access to the team lead of Wipro or one of the user of Wipro. That user, let's say this, maybe I'm just giving Wipro team lead is one of the user. So this person in production create some sandboxes. Okay. So to create the sandboxes, okay, let me go back and show you in the free account, right? Batch 102. In our account, we cannot create the sandboxes. If you see left side, so once you are in the setup area, left side, try to search for sandboxes. Try to search for sandboxes. Okay, if you see we're not seeing anything, this is also one of the limitation when we deal with the developer edition account. Since it is a free account, we are not offering the sandbox. Whatever you want to do directly, you want to do the production itself. Okay, so but if it is a paid account, okay, even one license you have, since it is a paid account, once you open setup, this is the enterprise Salesforce account. Okay, so here when you search for sandboxes, you see the option sandboxes. So sandbox is to create the test environment, right? Test environment means whatever in production, right? In production, whatever the applications, whatever the functionality we have, everything will be copied into so one more different place. For example, if you go here, if you see, assume that all these are the Salesforce servers. So we have space in one of this Salesforce server. Okay, so which is our production. From production, when you create a sandbox, in our production, whatever the functionality, whatever we have, everything will be copied and maybe in some other server for our testing purpose. Okay, so not live application, for our maybe testing or development. It creates a space and keep our production copy into that place. Okay, that's what will happen. Okay, we log in and do testing or development or whatever we do and proceed. One sec.
So one doubt I have, once this data is processed from UI to backend Salesforce database, from there it will move on to data warehousing part also, right?
Hello, sorry, can you come again?
Yeah. So my doubt is, see, once you this Salesforce CRM, these are the CRM applications. Means, see, this will help CRM process to the customer. So once the data is inserted from UI to backend CRM Salesforce database, so then that will move on to again to data warehouse, right? This is all OLTP system.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, once after inserting, right?
Mm.
So we get the space, right? One of the server.
Okay.
Salesforce, they have hundreds of servers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say this is one server, AP27. If you see the
Mm-hmm.
company information, AP27 is one of the server. Okay, assume that this is one of that. In this server, not only this company information, okay, many other Salesforce customers, right, whoever register, those companies information also will be there. Okay,
Okay. Mm.
but so they are maintaining the uniqueness for each company using one of the unique ID, the Salesforce.com organization ID. Okay, all the data, all the development or whatever we do, everything they store under this in the server. Okay, they separate our company information in the server
So
like that.
Srini
Okay.
garu, I have one quick question. Like if,
Mm.
for example, we bought a license for 300 users or whatever, so we'll get a production environment, right? Based on that,
Yeah,
we'll create an UAT environment and staging environment based on the sandbox or what? I was a little confused with that.
yeah. So yeah, that's what. So now if you see, this is a production, right? Let's say they are taking 300 user licenses.
Right, sir.
Okay. First they have production and they paid for 300 user licenses and they can create 300 users in production.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Directly, when we start the development directly, we should not work in the production. So there are options to create the sandbox,
Okay.
right? So this is the place, right? This is the production.
Right, sir.
Here we go to sandboxes. This is how we go to sandboxes, and like this we create the sandboxes.
So, okay.
You see
Again,
already.
yeah,
Yeah,
dev
yeah,
QA training UAT. Okay, sir. Then whatever data space they provided for production, for example, we have taken 1 terabyte space for 300 users, for example. For an
yeah.
instance, we have taken 1 terabyte. Will that be divided into all these 4 names like a dev QA, training and UAT, or each one will have 1 terabyte?
Yeah, understood. So that is again based on the type of sandbox. Okay, so when we try to create the sandbox, right?
Okay,
So
sir.
let me click on new sandbox. So when we try to create the sandbox, it asks, so which type of sandbox you want to create. Okay.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. When you say
Uh,
developer, yeah, I think
Got it, sir.
maybe can let me complete so that otherwise other people might be having. Yeah. So these are the types. Okay. When you choose developer type and create the sandbox, system allocates only 200 MB space.
Okay.
Okay. And also it won't copy the production data, right? Production
Yeah.
the live data won't be copied, and the developer promise they allocate 1 GB. Again, production data won't be copied, and this one they allocate 5 GB, but partially the production data they allow to copy,
Okay.
and this one right full is like exactly same as production. Right?
Okay.
If you have 1 terabyte per production, full copy also will get 1 terabyte. Right?
Got it, sir. Thank you. You got it, sir.
Sir, one small doubt. This all things, creation of sandboxes will be done by admin role, right? Who are admins are there?
Yeah, admin. Right? Sometimes see in some projects, so same person can do anything. I mean,
Okay.
so they
Developer.
expect employee to work on both admin and development also.
Okay.
So that time based on the need, so we have to create. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
but these are like one-time job, or
Hmm.
rarely we do these things. Not that frequently we come here and create and do like that. Right? It's like yearly once or maybe so rarely we visit here and create. It's like that. Okay. Yeah. So any other questions? Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to explain, right? So yeah.
Uh, uh, for Developer Pro, they provided 1 terabyte, 1 GB capacity. If I want to increase Developer Pro, will that be possible?
No,
Okay,
there's
sir.
no possibility. Okay. So
So
all
whatever
these
they
are fixed.
provided.
Yeah, that we have to use.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. In case if you want, you can go with full copy, right? Full copy is same as production.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Got it,
So
sir.
in case if you want more, they will increase for production, and again they create full copy so that they'll get that like that.
Okay. Oh, got it, sir. Thank you.
So now here, what I'm trying to explain. So assume that they choose one of the type of sandbox and created this. In general, in most of the projects, uh, these are the sandboxes people create. Okay, so in general, Dev sandbox for the development purpose, and QA quality assurance, right, for testing purpose, and UAT user acceptance testing. Okay, the difference is, so assume that here in Dev, Wipro employees, they do the development and configuration, and once they do the unit testing, the changes will be deployed to QA. Again here also the Wipro tester, the Wipro testing team, they do the testing, and in case of any bugs, again we need to work in the dev and fix bugs and deploy to QA. So finally everything is okay, it will be deployed to UAT, right? UAT means most of the times the employees of the Dell company, right? Our client side employees, they do the testing, and if they find any bugs, again we need to fix in dev. Again, our testing team needs to do the testing, and after that, again UAT means mostly user acceptance testing, means client side employees. They also, if they sign off, finally the changes will be deployed to production. Okay, so in most of the projects, when you take 10 projects, 7 to 8 projects, you see people following like this. In some projects, it might be little different, right? Maybe they, in some small projects, they won't maintain UAT, directly do QA and production, right? So if the budget of the client is very small, or they don't have more team, you can also see something like that. Maybe some clients, after doing the UAT, they want to keep their changes in staging, right? They keep all tested things in the staging one of the sandbox. Whenever they decide to deploy to production, that time it will be deployed to the production. So mostly you see this process followed in the most of the companies. So now when this sprint starts and when we started working for the requirements as a developer, as an administrator, we work in the sandbox, not directly in the production. Yeah, I also showed you how we create the sandboxes. From here, sandboxes can be created. Okay, all you need to do, click on new.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, actually, I'm facing a lot of issues with this audio. Like, I have a question. Like, what is the backup, database backup thing? So, do we need to take the backup, the admin person, or it will be automatically data will be backed up?
So database backup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in
So
Dell,
that
it was you have shown just before, and in other environments as well, similarly. So who will be taking the backup in the production environment? So the admin person will be taking the backup of the production data frequently, or
yeah.
automatically
So
the
what is the
Salesforce
reason?
application will take it up.
So what is the reason to take the backup? I mean, just I'm asking based on that. Okay, in general, data we never lose. Okay, so Salesforce, since they are providing the service, there is no way to lose the data. Even if the server crash, Salesforce will be maintaining some other backup server, and the data will be there. But for internal reason in the company, maybe if someone do some mistake in future to delete something, to avoid that, if they are taking the backup, yeah, as administrator, as a we can take the backup. Okay, so in general, companies they recruit some employees to deal with, some employees as administrator to deal day-to-day activities. Okay, so I can say admin can take the backup. Okay, that's very simple option to take the backup. Okay. Yeah, you will see you'll see one option, data export. People go here and choose the tables what they want to take the backup and export. It's a very simple option. Administrator can do. Okay. So now, yeah. So here, right, as a team, we work in the Dev sandbox, and after doing the changes and testing, we deploy to QA. Like that, that's the process we follow. So now, how to log into this?
Sir, where this SIT works in this process?
So what is maybe see based on the project, they give different names, right? So maybe Dev, maybe in our company, they might be created a sandbox with the SIT, right? System integration testing, right? It's our project specific. Okay. So in your project, they are maintaining a sandbox called SIT. Maybe that is for sometimes what will happen. This Dell company, they are so taking the help of Wipro, right? So as a vendor, Wipro will so provide help on achieving these requirements, and so this Dell company they pay to Wipro. So let's say this Dell company, some of the requirements they are also giving to other company. For example, they are also giving this to a company called the TCS. Okay, so now Wipro and TCS, maybe they don't want to work in the maybe this company don't want to give the same sandbox to work. Okay, so they might be having like this Dev 1 and Dev 2. Okay, let's say Dev 1, Wipro team is working. Dev 2, maybe TCS team is working for some of the requirements. Okay, so now at some point of time after completion of this, they want to keep these two changes into one place, right? So maybe here they'll be moving whatever the development done by Wipro, whatever the development done by TCS, they will move those changes to this one of the sandbox. Here both Wipro and TCS company changes are there. Okay, and they do some primary testing here, and so like that. Okay, so when you say SIT, it's not the standard for all the projects, right? In our company, they give the sandbox names like this. So I cannot say in all companies they give the sandbox name as Dev and QA and DA. The name can be anything, right? So instead
Yeah,
of
so
QA,
sandbox is the dev area, QA area, and UAT area. These different environments for different purposes. That's only right. So each
no,
everything is a sandbox. Completely three environments include we consider as a sandbox, or each as a one sandbox.
each one is one sandbox.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Okay.
got it. Mm.
Yeah. So while creating the sandbox, you can decide what is the name, right? So
Dev
here,
area, s-
instead of
Q.
QA, if you want to give as a testing
Yeah,
or test.
service. Yes, yes.
So it's like that. Your company, they give like that. That's the thing. It's like that. Okay. So now, yeah, you understood, right? This is what we work. Now, what I'm trying to explain, how to log into this sandbox. We know to log into production, login.salesforce.com. So how to log into the sandbox? Okay, that's the big question. So now what is happening? People are learning everything and not knowing how to log into sandbox after joining, okay, which is not good, right? So on day to day, most of the times we work for the sandbox only, okay, because we should not directly touch the production. Most of our time as a administrator, developer, unless you are not a production support administrator, so we deal with these sandboxes. Okay, to log into the sandbox, the URL is test.salesforce.com. Okay, that's the URL. to log into the sandbox, right? So let's say this Wipro lead created sandboxes. Okay, so let's say we have dev, QA, and UAT sandboxes. To log into any one of these sandbox, the URL is test.salesforce.com. Okay, this is the URL. Okay, we open this website and log into one of the sandbox. Now the question: how we know we're logged into dev sandbox or QA or UAT? How maybe there might be a confusion, right? Which we are trying to log in. So the thing is, we follow some naming conventions. Let's say Javed is one of the user. In production, let's say the username in the production is Javed.jthread. Maybe the company name, let's say Dell.com. Let's say this is the username and some password. Okay. So now how we maintain? If the same user is having the same user in general, when we create the sandbox, when system copies, this user also will be copied into this sandbox. Okay. So by default, how system maintains, or in general how we maintain. So it will append whatever the username is there in the production.dev. So that's why if you observe, so we give the sandbox names small, right? Dev, QA, only few letters. So we can also say development, but if you give the sandbox name as development, here we have to append dot development. The time typing our username becomes huge. That's why people give short names. Okay, so maybe same user will be there in QA, right? So maybe at the end of the username, it will be QA. It's like that. So like this will be maintained. So when you join in the project, so it will be first we might not get access to production, right? Let's say you joined in one of the project, one of the team member, since you are also need to work, they'll create one of the user in dev sandbox. Okay, so while creating, they follow this standard, right? Our first name, last name, at the company name .com .dev. So maybe here not Wipro, right? Because we are working for Dell client from Wipro. Okay, so this you see as a client company name only. Okay, so it's like that. This is how this is maintained. Okay.
So, Srinigar, one small question. Like
Yeah.
based on the production, we'll go to production and we'll create all these sandboxes, right? Like dev, QA, UAT environments, right?
Yeah.
So administrator will, whoever is like, for example, if you take an Wipro thing, Wipro admin will create all these sandboxes, and he is the administrator for all these environments again.
Yeah, maybe see. Let's say Dell company, they have admin, right?
Right, sir.
If that Dell admin knows how to create the sandbox,
Okay.
that person create everything and give to us. Okay.
Okay.
So in case if they don't know, this Wipro team, they'll try to help.
Again, this URL will also be changed, right? When these sandboxes were created. So obviously URL will be changed with the UAT or QA or dev, whatever it is, right? For example,
Yeah,
production URL is login.salesforce.com. Okay. If Sandbox was created for UAT, for an example, so that login.uat.salesforce.com, will that be URL will be changed?
No, right?
Oh.
For any sandbox, I'm saying, right? URL is this test.salesforce.com.
Okay, that's it.
It is dev or QA or UAT. System is not going to depend anything in the URL. Okay.
Okay.
So
the
for
question
everything, this is like, yeah.
in the real time, when we plan to log into the dev environment, so we have to use the test.salesforce.com. But whereas for our learning purpose, we have to log into login.salesforce.com. Is
For
that
a
correct?
practice purpose, you mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Correct. So see, for us, right, for our developer edition, we don't have the chance to create the sandbox, right?
Of course.
You cannot do all these things. Just I am
Right.
explaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is for the
For us,
real-time environment.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm opening the real account and showing, right? So this is the real account, and here there are some of the. So except this, so everything is like exactly same in real production how we see. So all those things you see in the developer edition. Only this part is not there. The sandboxes and the data space limitation. Okay. So that's what I am trying to make you understand. Okay.
Got it, sir.
So now
Thank you.
maybe let me log into one of the sandbox and show you. Right. So to log in, right. So whatever the production, right. So is there. Let's say I'm trying to log into this UAT. If you see, this is a production username, and at the end I am keeping UAT, right? Login. So if I want to log into QA, I'll append here as QA so that we understand it is for QA. So like that.
Yeah, got it, sir. But in URL as well as based on the login we logged in actually, the URL was changed as UAT, right? In the UAT, in the URL I can see UAT.
Yeah. So I think nowadays I think this is a new change. Okay.
Okay.
So they are appending once we log in. They are appending. Previously it was not like that.
Okay, okay, sir. Got
I
it,
think
got it.
different
So we
version.
can save this URL as an UAT login, right? We can add as a bookmark like UAT, this login simply.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah,
Okay,
but
sir.
if you again refresh, right?
Right.
We have a concept of refresh. Okay, I'll explain. We have
Okay,
those
sir.
things also.
Okay, sorry.
This might
That's
this might change, and again it is a power. Okay, that's why. So maybe
Quick,
this is auto generated.
right, sir.
quick question.
Yeah.
With all being said, like what I'm understanding is, with the paid version, we get all the sandbox functionality. As we are in a production platform, we can create user, like development team user IDs, user names, and QA names and everything. If we are buying a retail production platform, right? And
Yeah.
in this scenario, like just for training purpose, we have a different login, just a test sandbox, like test.salesforce.com to enter into sandbox. Am I right?
No, I mean this is not for testing. I mean for our practice, right? Salesforce.com is to log into one of the production which we created from the production. Right? This is one of the paid account. This is the enterprise edition account.
Yes.
From here, the sandboxes are created.
So this
To
is a
log
paid
into,
version. You have already,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
functionality inside it. So you don't need to go to test.sandbox in a paid version.
No. In paid version only, we need to go to test.salesforce.com. Okay, so if you see, this is the paid version, right? I have
Yes.
all the applications and all the functionality. Let's say there are 300 users using. Okay, everyone
Uh-huh.
they log in and use. In case of any new requirement, right? You should
Uh-huh.
not directly make change in this production, right? This is production. All 300 users, all live users, they are using this application.
Okay.
I should not directly make the development changes in this account, in this production, right? So that's
Okay.
why we are creating the sandboxes. Okay, so instead of directly working in the production, right, as a process, right, first we work in the dev sandbox, right, and after that we work in the maybe QA team. They will do the testing in the QA, and all those things will be happening. Okay.
Okay.
So do you have any confusion? I mean, so all this is for the paid account. In paid account, since directly in the production, we should not make changes. It is dangerous to make changes in the production because it will affect the live functionality. We create these sandboxes from the production, and the sandbox, it copy whatever is there in the production and keep in some other place of the server. We work here as a developer, as administrator, whatever you want to develop. And once we do the development, we do the testing and deploy to QA and testing team, they'll do the testing. We follow the process. If everything is, if everyone's satisfied and there are no issues, then only the changes will be deployed to production. Okay. So for our developer edition, right, whatever we registered, we don't have chance to create the sandboxes, right? That's why what we do on day to day, we open login.salesforce.com, which is equivalent to production. But since it is free account, directly we work here only. Since it is a free account and we don't have chance to create the sandbox, on day to day, daily, we log into this account and do the configuration and the development, everything directly into this. Okay, because we know that this production, which is from the developer edition, is created for the testing purpose. Okay. Did you understand?
Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand the thing, but a little bit confused. So
Yeah, I mean, see, yeah.
for now, like right now we use login.salesforce.com in a trail version. We are using the developer platform, production platform, right? So once we log in into that, we cannot test it. In order to test it, we need to go to a different URL, which is test.salesforce.com, to just for testing purpose. Am I right?
So the changes should be moved to QA, then only QA can able to test, right?
No, that is in the real-time job environment, not in our training purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, right. You have a developer edition, right?
Yes.
How you log in?
Login.salesforce.com.
Right? You enter your username and password and login, right?
Yes.
So for this developer edition free account, you cannot create any sandbox. Even
Sandbox,
for
okay.
doing the testing, doing the development, everything we do in the same place. You understood? Everything.
So we do everything production in this developer trail platform except creating sandbox.
Yes, we do everything here only, and we don't have any option to create the sandbox. Now, if you see, right, I'm trying to log into this account. So this is a free account. Okay, so login, and since it is a free account, you cannot create any sandbox. Testing or development or whatever you want to do in the same place.
So generally in a real time, sorry to interrupt, just I'm providing my information, whatever I know. So generally whenever we join in any real-time project or anything, so we don't create all these sandboxes. Already they will be available. Just we have to join and we have to work on the given tasks. So this is just for our information purpose. SAR is telling like development will be one environment, QA will be one environment, and UAT will be there. For as of now, for practice purpose, we are working in a what you call this login use. It's a kind of a production environment where we don't have an option to create any sandboxes, but every functionality we can able to see and we can able to understand. That we need to focus. Is it right, sir?
Yeah.
In a paid version, you have everything included in one login. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, in a paid account, it's not that in one login we have everything. So this is the paid account, right?
Yeah.
From here, I created all these sandboxes, right?
Yes.
So now, either you can log in from here, or you can separately open a tab and open test.salesforce.com and log in. Okay.
Okay.
So technically, so this production is in one place of the server. Each sandbox, whatever you are seeing, will be having space in some other server.
Okay.
Okay?
So it
So
doesn't need to mix up with things. Production is alive, and this is just for testing purpose and developing purpose. So it plays in a different server.
yeah, correct. Okay, so we
Okay.
log into that and do development, and after testing, we move to QA and like that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sense.
So now, if you
Thanks.
see, this is our developer edition. From day one, whatever you practice, whatever you test, and everything here only. There is no need to go to tester.salesforce. First of all, we don't have any way to create the sandbox. Okay, if you search for sandbox also, you don't find anything. Okay, so for you, just to make you understand, right? So once you join in the project, we really don't do directly in the production like this. Okay, so that's why I'm showing. So in the production, this is how the sandboxes can be created. And to log in, we open tester.salesforce.com. But how I can log in, how I know that I am logging into QA or UAT. So whatever the production username is there. So at the end, we give that sandbox name and enter that corresponding password and log in and do the development or testing based on the sandbox like that. Okay. Yeah. So far, I believe we were able to understand. Any questions? Okay. The
No.
next thing. Yeah. Yes. No questions. Okay. So now,
Actually, right,
yeah,
this
in general, right?
version dev QA sandboxes you're telling, right? So that is
Yeah.
getting confused to the people who are not in the are not in from the IT background. So this terminology, developer, you're saying in the dev sandbox, QA sandbox. So production is the live environment, right? In a client company. So these terms, right, interchangeably, they are creating a lot of confusion to the non-IT background guys. I think so.
Yeah. I think you are from IT background, right? So that's why I'm asking. If you are from non-IT, you can ask question. Let's say if you are not able to understand what is dev QA. So, but I'm saying, right? So dev means right as a admin or developer, either configuration or development, whatever yesterday I told we do here. QA means testing, quality assurance. So here I'm taking one example where they have one QA team member. QA means testing, right? So that person do the testing. Yeah, anyway, if someone did not understand, we can ask.
Sir,
Because,
Srini sir, can I
yeah,
explain about this? Oh, okay. If any project starts, basically that will be first initially they have to develop something, right? So it's a dev environment. Obviously whoever develops something or write a code or creating HTML pages, whatever, this is all development environment. They will do everything in a development environment. Once the development was done, the same thing will be moved to QA environment, because QA want not to disturb dev environment. So they will create an QA environment with the same configurations, and they will put all the code, HTML, whatever. They'll keep it in a QA environment. What QA will do? Quality assurance. Whatever developers made something based on the business requirements, the QA will test whether those business requirements were 100% matched or not. That is QA environment. So here two environments were covered. Now UAT. So UAT is nothing but the user acceptance test. So again, it's a separate environment with the same configurations for the same server. So the same code will move to UAT. Who will do UAT? users will do UAT testing with the business requirements, whether those whatever developed by developers are meeting all the requirements or not. When users accepted it, it will be moved to production environment. Production environment will be definitely higher configuration than development, QA, or staging environments. If I am wrong, anyone, please, you can stop me. What, Srini
Yeah,
sir? Did I said
right.
anything wrong?
Yeah, correct, correct. So
So
yeah,
these,
in the yeah, yes,
so these are the environments which we have to follow in IT. It is mandatory. Everybody should know what is dev. Dev is nothing but the developers will make something. So you can't touch the dev environment. You don't have rights to touch the dev environment. QA can do anything in the QA environment. They will make special environment for QA guys. What developers will do, they will develop something and they will push the code to QA environment. So QA will have their own access for the QA environment and they will do all the testing. If they find any bugs, again, they will push it back to the developers saying that, hey, this business requirement was not matched. This is the error. This is the bug you need to fix. So what developers will do again? They'll fix it and again they will push it to QA environment. It's a vice versa. It's the process which everybody has to follow. That is IT. Information technology, everyone will follow the same.
yeah, yeah.
Srinath,
So yeah, thank you, Ankit. So yeah, we again discuss these
uh,
things after one of the topic. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
yeah, I have a question here. Like how the
Yeah, yeah.
continuous deployment will be happen here in our Salesforce?
Yeah, I mean that is like we'll discuss little later, right? It is too early. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
how the
Clear,
deployment,
clearly. Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. So
definitely. We'll do that.
how the deployment can be done and all those things, we'll discuss further. Okay. So that is a little complex now to discuss. Okay.
Of course, yeah, true.
Whoever starting newly for them, they feel complex. Okay. We'll discuss that in future as a next topic. Okay. So someone is asking break. Do you want break for 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So
That was
I'll pause the record.
before. So we are taking now, anyhow. Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
So now, anyway, again, I'll come back and explain. So what are the types of sandboxes and again how it works. So before we do that, so once we log into Salesforce, so what are the standard features we are able to access? And I explained about the Salesforce CRM. So as part of the CRM, so what are the different applications we can access? We can access all those things. I'll explain. So for that, we should know some basic terminology here. So maybe in Salesforce, so when we, in general, we say project. Okay. So one project here is like one application. For example, so one of the team in the company, they want to have one application for the recruitment process. Okay, we can create one application to manage the recruitment related kind of functionality. Right? That's in general, it is a project. We create that one as one application here. Right? Here, project is like one application, and on day to day. So when you say we have data in a table, right? In database perspective, when you have data, whatever the data, so we have will be holded into the table. So, but here in Salesforce, table we call as object. Okay, so only the difference with the terminology. So going forward, when I say object, or if someone says object, so we have to understand it is a database table which can hold data. Okay, in table, in general, we see the columns, right? Multiple columns there in a table, right? Let's say contact is one of the table, it will be having the columns first name, last name, email, like that, right? So here in Salesforce, instead of columns, we call as fields. Okay, so these things we have to know. In the table, when you see a table, we say rows, right? Columns and the rows. Rows means the data, right? Rows. So here rows we call as records. Okay, this is just a slight difference with the terminology, and we should know this. Okay, so maybe for first few sessions I'll say object table like that, but after that we'll say object, right? Object means it is a database table where the data can be stored. And when I say field, you have to understand it is one of the column in the table. Okay, and also in database perspective, if you want to get the data from the table, or if you want to store the data into one of the table through database commands. Okay, so we use some, let's say, SQL is to query, or maybe DML to alter the data, right? Data manipulation language. If you want to insert or delete or update into a table, these commands will be used. But here, without using any command, here also we have those, but without using any of these commands also, we can perform all these things. We can read the data present in a table. We can also insert one of the row into the table. We can also delete. All those things we can do with only point and click. So here we use tab. Salesforce we use tab. Right? Internally tab, it links to an object. Right? Object means one of the table. Using tab, we can do all these things with point and click. Okay, this is the basic terminology. So with this, let me show you some of the applications, right? Each application is like one project. Okay, so as part of the CRM, I told that, right? Salesforce CRM apps. So we have many apps. Okay, so I cannot say only these three. There are many standard apps from Salesforce. The major apps which we use: marketing, sales, and the service. Okay, we need to know about these apps, how these things will work. Okay, so anyone, even all of you might be by this time registered with the developer edition. So once you register and once you log in, you see these three standard applications. Okay, let's see the CRM process, how using these applications will be maintained. So basically in the company, let's say if you assume that Dell is using, all Dell marketing representatives, they use marketing application. Sales representatives, they use this sales application. The support employees of the Dell company, they use service. Okay, so once we log in, right? So like this, you see, in case if you are not able to see this application, so once we log into the Salesforce, you need to click on App Launcher to see the applications. Okay, these dots, whatever you are seeing here, this we call as App Launcher. Okay, you need to click on this App Launcher, and you can see all the standard applications, even the custom applications going forward, whatever we create. Okay, so going forward, I say I say as App Launcher. When I say App Launcher, you need to understand here the dot, whatever you are seeing, this one we call as App Launcher. Okay, so click on this App Launcher, click on this, and here you can see maybe recently opened application. If you want to see all, you can click on View All. So here you can see all the applications. All these are the standard applications provided by Salesforce. Okay, so maybe based on the edition, right? I showed my paid account. In that paid account, you don't see service and the marketing applications. Okay? So people talk about, do you have experience with the sales cloud or service cloud, marketing cloud, like that, right? So when people say service cloud, that means did you work on sales application related functionality? Then you can say you have experience on the sales cloud. Did you work on service application related functionality? If you work, you have to say you have experience on the service cloud, right? Some clients, they use both sales and service applications. Some clients, they use only sales. Some clients, they use only service, right? It's all based on the client requirement. So now assume that Dell company, they are using all these applications. They registered for unlimited edition. Our developer edition is like unlimited edition. Okay. So now here I'm opening the marketing application. Click on this. So this is a marketing application. So here the application name you see at left side. So this is the name of the application. And in general, for all applications, you see the default home tab. Yeah, this is a tab which will show the home page, the default landing page. Okay, and also, yeah, sorry. So the thing is based on the category of the employees. So let's say marketing reps, if they log in, they can only see the marketing application. They might not be able to see sales application. Okay, that visibility we control using some security. Slowly with other topics you will understand. Okay, so when they log in, so this is the application and this is the home page for this application. So if you see here, when we discussed about the Salesforce CRM, first we discussed about the pre-sales activities, right? To launch the product in the market, first thing is giving the advertisements, right? All the information, whatever the advertisements they are giving, how much they are spending, so when the advertisement started, when it is ended, all that information can be maintained in this campaign table. Okay, here this one, whatever you are seeing, this is a tab, this is a campaign tab. Okay, so which, right, campaign tab which links to the campaign object. Okay, so campaign object means it is a campaign database table. When I click on this tab, internally system is having the built-in logic. It will query from the campaign database table and show that information on the UI, right? Just click on this one and it will internally query, and whatever the data present in that campaigns table, it will show here. So but instead of showing all the data in the tables, okay, so here we have list views. These list views will filter. Okay, let's say you have 100 rows in the table, but I don't want all the 100 rows every time. Okay, so how we control that? Using this list views. Here whatever you are seeing, we call this as list view. Okay, recently viewed is one of the standard list view. In general, almost for all the tabs, when you click on any tab, you see this recently viewed. So what it will do, in recent days, whatever the campaigns we see, so only those it will show. Okay, but we did not see anything recently, that's why it is not showing anything. So if you want to see all, we have one more view. So click on all active campaigns. Internally, right, it is having inbuilt logic where it will execute some logic and bring the data from the campaigns database table and show here, right? So but if you see, we registered this one newly yesterday, So far, we did not create any data into this table, right? So we did not insert any row into this table. The thing is, for testing purpose, even when you register, when you open this, you also see the same data. For testing purpose, Salesforce, they are providing this all these rows as a test data. Okay. So technically, in Salesforce perspective, this is the name of the application. This is the name of the tab, campaigns tab. So here, this is the campaign table. In the campaign table, this is the list view, which is filtering, right? So since we are saying all active campaigns, it's showing all the campaigns where all are active. Okay. I'll show you how we can see those filters and all slowly. And if you see campaign name, start date, all those are columns, right? All those are the columns. Here we call those columns as fields. Okay, campaign name is a field, start date is a field, type is a field, right? But technically in Salesforce, we call these things as, so maybe columns on day to day in other technologies. Here we call these as fields, okay? And 1, 2, 3, right? All these are the rows. Here we call as records, okay? Just to understand that terminology, okay? And also we can, from this table, we can open one of the record and see more information in detail, okay? So for that, click on this link. Okay, this I'm opening one of the row to see even more details, more information. Okay, so click on that, and now if you see, this is the name of the campaign, and if you see here this part, so we call this part as highlights panel. Okay, so this is the highlights panel. Okay, so here we see most important information about the campaign. Right? So what is the type of the campaign? Status is completed, start date, end date, all the key details we are seeing. If the client feels that they have one more field to see here, which is most important, we have to add, right? So for those kind of requirements only, so we need to work after getting the job. Okay, so we'll see all those things slowly. So now this is how it is showing, and now related means, yeah. Any questions?
So I have a
Yeah.
question,
So
sir.
here, yeah, yes.
So, for me, I don't know about others. Like all these objects are not visible. So, like chatter, campaigns, leads.
So did you
These are all
choose
not.
marketing application?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So you have to choose. Okay, I'm asking, did you choose marketing application?
Yes, I chose now. Now it is visible.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to choose the marketing application. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So now, yeah. So you are seeing this, and so here related means the child tables. Okay, going forward, I'll explain. So how we make the one of the table as parent and other one as child. Okay. So the thing is, under one campaign, there can be multiple deals generated, right? So campaign is one advertisement. I think by seeing that advertisement, so some of the leads are generated, and maybe they converted those leads as customers, and so maybe there can be multiple deals closed due to this generated due to this campaign. All those things will be displayed here, and the details. So the full information about this campaign record. So if you see, this is active, and the status and the start date. So expected revenue due to this. Okay, the budget is $25,000, but they're expecting 2.5 million as a return on investment for this advertisement. So how much they spend. So all those details can be maintained. So let's say all these options are by default provided by Salesforce. Client want one more new field, right? One more information they want to maintain, right? So one more column, one more field if they want, we can create. Okay. For that only we need to work. Okay. So just I'm trying to explain the standard things. Slowly we will see how we create the things as per the client requirements. Right. So now this is about this. Yeah.
But based on the application we choose, the tabs will be displayed. That's what you said, right?
Yeah. So here in Salesforce application is nothing but the collection of tabs.
Okay.
Okay. So when marketing representative, if they log in, if they choose this marketing application, the marketing reps mostly on day to day, what is the information they deal? All those things by default added by Salesforce here, right? So mostly the marketing reps, they deal with the advertisements. Through advertisements, leads will be generated, right?
Right. Yeah.
So all those are added by default by Salesforce. Let's say client want one more tab, right? One more object information they want to see here. We can also add.
Okay.
Okay, as administrator, as a developer, we also add the tab and show.
Okay.
Okay, but this is what they feel that most of the customers, uh,
For example, in
by
this tab,
default,
if I
they
want
want
to
this.
add codes, for example, leads were there, contacts were there, opportunities were there. After opportunities, definitely, for example, if I want to add a code tab, I can able to add, right?
Yeah, we can add. So yeah, those things we'll add slowly. Okay, now I'm just explaining the whatever they are providing as it is. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So after our basics, we'll be doing. So only these first three sessions are theoretical because I want you to make you understand all these things.
Okay, sir.
After that, everything is like practical. That means we configure. I'll say we need to go there, click on that, and we need to configure like this. We need to give the formula like this, like that only we discuss.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So now, due to this campaigns, right? Advertisement campaign is nothing but advertisement. Okay. So the leads will be generated. Okay, if you see, this is the leads tab. So click on leads. This is also one of the standard. So whatever the object, right? Object means database table. Whatever by default Salesforce provide, we call that as a standard. Okay, since this lead object and campaign object, all these are by default provided by Salesforce. We call these objects as standard objects. And also going forward, we create the objects in a custom way. That means Salesforce is not provided the object. We created as per the client requirements. Those things we call as custom objects. Okay, so very commonly we hear like this: standard application, standard objects, right? Custom applications, custom objects, like that. Okay, so anything which is by default provided by Salesforce, we call as standard. What we are creating, those are custom. Okay. Lead is one of the standard object. To access the leads table information, you need to click on leads tab. Again, this is one of the default list view. Since we did not see any leads recently, we are not seeing anything. And all these are standard list views. For you also, you'll see the same thing. Okay, so I'm opening this all open leads. And you are seeing the data. So this data Salesforce is providing for testing purpose for us to see how data will be maintained, all those things. In production, first time when we register for production and obviously client don't want this, we delete this one. Okay, I'll show you how we delete and all those things. Okay, now I'm here also, right? I'm opening one of the lead. So this is the name of the lead, and this lead title, director of vendor relations. This person is working in this company. Okay, phone number and the company email address. So we discussed it, right? So lead can have company information plus the personal information. Okay, so maybe for one of the campaign, this lead is generated. This is the person who responded, and this person is working in this company. I think for this company, they have a requirement to buy one of the product or service. Okay, so you see both company information as well as the personal information, and you also see the status. Right, someone will work for this lead, whether they are interested or not interested. So if you see, this is one of the standard field, so where they can track. Okay, so open not contacted means, so lead is created, but no one started contacting this lead to check whether they are interested or not. So let's say they called, okay, but lead is saying that they asked to call after 1 week. They keep the status as working contacted, and maybe after 1 week, they keep a reminder. Okay, so for that, you see, we have one standard functionality that in Outlook, how we create some meeting or reminders, we can also do here. Okay, they keep a reminder after 1 week based on what they talk to the customer. On that date, again, they'll call and verify whether they are interested or not. Let's say if they are interested, it will be marked as closed converted. If they are not interested, it will be marked as closed not converted. Means again, they should not call to that lead because they are not interested. Once they are interested, after converting the lead into closed converted, this lead can be converted into, right, account, contact, and opportunity. If you see, all these are buttons. So technically, we call these as quick actions. Okay. So one of the action, convert. Then click on convert, and we can convert this lead into account, contact, and opportunity. Account means in the lead, whatever the company information is there, that is created as account. In lead, whatever the contact information is there, that will be maintained here like this. Okay. So tomorrow, maybe we continue from here. Okay, how that will be converted, and the other standard applications, all those things we discuss. And
Sir, one doubt, sir. Uh,
yeah,
every day morning 7 to 9 and Saturday, Sunday also will be the class.
Monday to Saturday. Sunday there is
Monday.
no class.
Okay.
Monday to Saturday.
Okay. Same timing, sir.
Yeah, same.
Sir, could you send today's and yesterday's class to mail?
Yeah,
And
in case if you are not getting the class recording or the notes, that means you did not register in the registration link. Okay, if you have my WhatsApp number, directly ping me. I will share. Okay.
And one more thing,
Okay, sir.
everyday class recording will be shared to everyone once after continuing the course.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But I didn't get any mail yesterday, sir.
Okay, but did you register here? Did you provide your email and registered here? If you are not
No,
registered
sir.
here, yeah, that means through some reference, through someone who joined here, right? So if you have my number, right, I think, yeah, you can register here automatically. You will get it. Otherwise, you can ping me in WhatsApp. Okay, I will share.
What about
Okay, sir.
if I
Thank you.
register today? Will I get yesterday's link to me?
Yeah, see, like this, I am sending. Okay,
Okay.
for this, I will also add today's recording and I'll show to you. Okay, the
Okay.
PPT and whatever the notes, everything you will get like this. Okay, you will get yesterday and today both recordings. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Shinu, one question.
Yeah.
The recordings, whatever you send about the classes, what is going on now, how long will it stay on the Google? The links?
Yeah, I'm saying until 1 year. Okay.
1 year, is it?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Until the storage hits, right? it will be there. But
Sorry?
I'm, but I'm giving guarantee for 1 year. Okay.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
after 1 year also, those will be there.
Okay, sure.
Okay. But if storage, if I don't have
Depends on
storage
the
or something.
storage.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand, Sridhar. Thank you.
Yeah, one more question, Srinu. Can you just please show the user ID what you have created, like Javed J something? Can you show that one once?
Yeah, that one. I'll be providing access to this class account. Okay. So all these things to see what I configured.
Yeah, but I
But
want to see the user ID. Can you
yeah,
show one?
yeah. Even though you cannot log in. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, true.
This is the username and this is the password.
Okay.
So what I do, I'll be creating one more user, and through that user, I will be providing access to you. So when you try to log in with that user, it won't ask for any verification code. Okay, you can log in and see what we configured in our class. Okay, but I am providing the read-only access. The reason is because let's say there are 20 people. Someone is creating something and deleting something, which is affecting our class, right? To avoid that, I'm going to provide the read-only access to all of you. You can log into this class account and you can see what I configured in the session. But practice you have to do in our own account, our own developer edition account. Okay. And also there is a WhatsApp group. So after tomorrow, I will share the invitation to join the group. There are old students. Everyone will be there. If you have small questions, you can ask there and we'll get the help. And the class account access and so all other materials, okay, I'll share after tomorrow. Okay. So any other questions before ending today? With today, we are done with the demo. Okay. So from tomorrow, if you are registered, that means once you are interested, you can pay the fee and they will get the updated meeting link and we continue. Okay.
How to pay the fees? When can we get?
Yeah. After this meeting, I'll send one email. Okay. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
mention all the details. Okay.
And that link will be
Yeah.
different compared to this link. This is only for demo sessions.
Yeah. This is only for demonstrations.
Mm.
So for the fee, how you can pay, I'll send one email. Okay, some of you, if
Sure,
you are not registered, you can ping me. I'll share the details. And
sure.
tomorrow there is the updated meeting link. Okay, you can check that email. You can join. Okay. So once
Yeah.
I provide the updated meeting link, the same link until the ending of the course, ending of the
Mm-hmm.
admin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, old students also need to register again.
So you can ping me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You can ping me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unmuted.